Hey guys, a very sunburnt boy here today, and I'm bringing you some more F1 2021 modded content. Now, on this day, I was meant to upload episode 1 of season 2 of my Williams Return to Glory. Unfortunately, due to the nature of modding on F1 games being quite tricky and things being very fragile and breaking, from one day to the next. Last night I tested the mod, it was fine. This morning I drove it and something was wrong, it was crashing my game. So I don't have enough time today to kind of get that fixed and diagnose the issue. So hopefully that will be tomorrow. So for now, I've got another F1 2021 mod video for you guys. And we're driving as the returning Fernando Alonso, of course, in the Alpine car, the Alpine A521 of course this year, and arguably the best livery on the grid. So I'm going to leave a link down below guys to the mod that I used for this video. This one is made by Zerda or Zerda, I'm not sure how to pronounce it. I believe it's a Spanish modder. I'll leave a link down below guys, go check it out. It's a really nice mod and a different version of the F1 2021 mod compared to Lucas Designs, which I used in yesterday's video. If you haven't seen that, then check that one out, linked up in the top right, driving a Sebastian Vettel in the Aston Martin. But anyway, enough waffling. Today we're going to do a 25% race around Japan, starting from the back as Fernando Alonso, and we're going to absolutely just send it to the front and see what happens. If you guys are going to enjoy the video, leave a like, subscribe for more, and let's jump into the action. Well, here we are then guys, on the grid, starting from P20 as of course Mr. Fernando Alonso, and of course driving in the Alpine A521. We're going to start from the back of the grid on the medium tyres, and we're going to try and fight our way through the field. We've got nice sunny conditions for the race here today. We're going to start the medium, move to the soft tyre. We've overfueled by about a lap, so we're not too heavy, but there's enough in the reserve, for a possible overcut. And generally I'm feeling pretty confident. I love Japan and I can't wait to get into the race, and we're going to see how high up we can get. Again, just like the last race, we're doing 108% AI just because I don't want to sweat too much. I just want it to be a little bit of fun and kind of like a chill vibe, and just have a little bit of fun with the AI and see what the mod is like and kind of show off to you guys what it's all about. But anyway, enough waffling, let's jump into the race and let's see how we can do it here as Fernando Alonso at the legendary Suzuka circuit. Okay, here we go. Let's see what kind of start we get as we get ready for the 5 red lights. And away we go. Trying to get the traction down on the mediums, which doesn't really happen too well. We've had a bit of a poor start, to be fair. Down towards turn 1 though. Let's see if we can get a few of these places and try and recover that through turn 2. Nothing happening yet. Now into the S section. Maybe we could actually go for a bit of a cutback here. If I can line this up, try and get this Williams car around the outside. There we go. That gives me the inside line through the next right. And there we go. We make 1 place. We've now got a Williams and I think Mazepin. So I want to say that's George and Mazepin side by side here into the Degners. We're going to be careful as we slide down the inside of the other Williams here and pick that one up. So there we go. Now towards the hairpin, can we get another place? Yes we can. I'm going to just go for the Haas for now. I don't want to take the Alpha because I might get my front wing taken off. Looks like we've had a bit of a poor exit. Mazepin getting off pretty well, but we're going to hit the ERS and drain the battery out of there. And there we go. We get ahead of Mazepin quite comfortably. The Alpine power unit doing a serious job for us as we now head through Spoon. Easy does it on the exit. There we go. We're going to hit the ERS again. Look at the speed we've got on the straight here as we breeze past Antonio Giovinazzi into 130. We're going to just hit a bit more ERS to get this one done around the outside. Shades of 2005 and now on the brakes. Oh, I thought about it on Kimi Raikkonen there, but we're going to just hang back a little bit for now. End of lap 1 though, and we've gained a few places up to P16, which is decent. Raikkonen ahead, let's get him into turn 1. Looks like he's pretty low on ERS. We're going to look for the move. Oh, not quite. He runs a bit wide though, so we're going to go through. And there we go. Up to P15. I'm going to try and hold back that last bit of ERS if possible. The AR will stop using theirs next lap, so let's try and save it. We've got a couple of Ferraris up ahead, which is quite surprising. So they've had a pretty poor qualifying. Now this should be quite interesting. Alonso versus Schumacher. Where have I heard that before? Let's see if we can get past the young German here, Mick Schumacher, making our way up towards 130R. We're going to just kind of sit in the slipstream and then consider a bit of a lunge into the Casio triangle. Of course, the final chicane can use a bit more ERS just to close up a little bit. Do we go for the lunge? On Mick Schumacher, down the inside we go. And there we go, we're through. Catching the young German out unawares. And we're up to P14. Nice little dive bomb there. As DRS is now enabled.
Okay, DRS is now available.
And there you go. We've got both Ferraris now up ahead. They've both had a pretty poor qualifying, it seems. So let's see if we can get amongst it and try and get past them if possible. Only lap 3 of the race, so we're doing pretty well so far. We've closed up to the first of the Ferraris, which I believe is actually Charles Leclerc. So Sainz currently ahead of his teammate here in this race. Then it's Esteban Ocon, our teammate, ahead of both Ferraris. So we'll see how that one works out for us. I am considering making a move here, but I'm trying to decide if I want to use all of my ERS to make this one happen or not. We're going to close the gap though into the final chicane here on the brakes. And if we can get a good exit out of here, then I'm going to try and get past Leclerc into turn 1, hopefully. Okay, it's not too shabby. Let's see if we have enough on the straight to get past the Ferrari.
We're approaching the pit window. You'll be on the softs.
Here we go. Look at the speed difference as we go down the inside of Leclerc into the first corner. Oh, almost running into the back of Sainz there. Leclerc on the cutback. Little cheeky switcheroo there from Charles, but we're through. Okay, P13. Let's get after Carlos then. Spaniard versus Spaniard. I actually love the amount of storylines already in this race. You know, you've got Alonso versus Schumacher, Spaniard versus Spaniard with Sainz versus Alonso, and then obviously after that it's going to be Alonso versus his teammate Esteban Ocon, as he's going to be the next car to overtake after Carlos. We've got past one Ferrari, now it's time to get past the other. Here we go. Into the chicane, being a little bit cautious on the brakes. Ooh, losing the back end slightly, which is not ideal. I believe Sainz won't have DRS. No, he doesn't, so this should be a pretty easy move. Don't even need to use that much overtake. Sainz goes defensive, but there's no point, and we breeze past on the pit straight. And we're now P12 in this race, as I'm expecting cars to pit this lap. Also getting a warning there for track limits. And there we go, a bunch of cars in the pit lane, but crucially, Ocon stays down. He's going for a move
We're coming in this lap.
on one of the AlphaTauri cars. We were meant to pit this lap. I'm going to have to go one more now because of Ocon staying out, so not ideal. I can't lie, Ocon is absolutely flying here. I'm going to do the opposite of him, so let's see if Esteban pits or stays out. He should be pitting though. No, he stays out. Okay, interesting. I'm going to pit then. Here we go. We're going to follow the AlphaTauri into the pit lane here. There we go. Perfect entry. Love that. And we're going to strap on the soft tyres. That Red Bull getting held in the pits quite badly there. Into the Alpine box.
Exit now.
Away we go, 2.7. And we've jumped the AlphaTauri, which is great. Yuki Tsunoda. So we're ahead of him. Love that. And now we're going to get to push on this outlap absolutely flat out here. So let's see where we rejoin on these soft tyres.
Up to speed now. Let's get some heat into those tyres.
Looks like it's going to be just behind Pierre Gasly. So we're in a bit of an AlphaTauri sandwich here. P14 as it stands. Of course, cars yet to pit in this race. But let's try and make some progress here. I've got a lot of fuel on board, so I want to try and burn that if possible. But we're going to have a big grip advantage with these tyres. Let's go for a send here, shall we? I'm a lot quicker than Gasly. Down the inside into the hairpin. And there we go. Lovely stuff. Nice clean overtake. ERS is now fully charged up pretty much, so we get full deployment to attack. Let's see if we can get past this McLaren and then the Red Bull in front as well. Definitely think a podium is possible here today if we make these moves quick and use the soft tyre. Perfect line through Spoon. That's going to put me right on the gearbox of Ricciardo here.
Esteban's in for his stop.
Let's just go for it. I'm going to hit the ERS. We're going to drain the battery. Try and go around the outside of Rick Bobby here. And there we go. Now we're on the back of a Red Bull. I want to say that's Perez, but I could be wrong. Oh, actually, it looks like it's Verstappen, actually, surprisingly. Here we go. Out the final corner. Hit the ERS again. This should be an easy move as we get alongside Verstappen. And now we're going to make the move before the corner. Can we get ahead before turn 1 here on Lando Norris? Yes, we can. Oh, what a move. Oh, what a crazy sequence. And we're now up to P6 in this race. That one lap undercut on the soft tyres was so powerful. And look at that, we're now 6th in this race and we've got 3 more cars up the road here, which would give us the podium. Love this. Okay, here we go then. We've got Perez, of course, chasing down his old team, the Racing Points, of course. In this mod, it's not yet Aston Martin, but we do have Lance Stroll and Sebastian Vettel driving for them here today. We set a new fastest lap. of course, not Daniel Ricciardo, it's actually Fernando Alonso, but I can't change the names, so apologies for that. Well, to be fair, you can change them, but it's a long process, and just it takes far too long. By the way, we've still got 4 laps to go here, and now we've got to try and find a way past all 3 of these guys. I wonder here if we can get the traction out of the hairpin. Maybe we can get past Perez quickly here before the back straight. Looks like he's using a bit of VRS to stay ahead of me. I think he knows what's about to happen. Through Spoon we go. Going to get pretty close. Going to try and take a bit of a wider entry to get a better exit, which hasn't really worked out. Second warning for track limit, so 1 more. And we'll be getting a 3-second time penalty. Engine overheating slightly. Can't really...
Your target is +1. Faster engine modes are available.
Yeah, don't worry about it, Jeff. Gonna have to just send out the brakes here, down the inside. Risking a track limit warning there by cutting the inside curb a little bit, but I had to leave some room. But we're through. I'm with the P5. And now we've got the racing points. We're battling right in front of us here. Vettel versus Lance Stroll for the podium. Can we get involved? Looks like we've got one of the racing points on the hard tyre, the other one on mediums. And looks like it's Vettel on the hard tyre and Stroll on the medium there from what I can tell based off the helmets. So let's see if we can get past Sebastian Vettel here. We're on a much softer compound of tyre, so there should be a pretty easy move to make. Do I make it here? No, I'm going to hold back for now. We'll be patient. We'll wait for the opportunity. Still got plenty of time in this race. I think the hairpin could be a better option for us. Here we go. Super late on the brakes down the inside of Sebastian Vettel. A lot of history, of course, between Fernando and Seb Vettel, but we're through. So try and hang on here. We're going to just use a bit of VRS to pull away, and we can now go after his teammate Lance Stroll for the podium. I wonder if we get the line right through here, if we fly through the chicane, which we do I have enough VRS to challenge Stroll here? We're about to find out. Purple final sector. We're going to drain the battery and just go for it here. Stroll does not go defensive, so we're going to go down the inside into turn 1, and there we go. Up into P3 and back on the podium for Fernando Alonso. We can now drain our fuel. Or I'll say that. Oh, a bit of a moment there. Back end getting a bit loose, but luckily we've held on. And now we can push in clean air and solidify this podium. Okay, here we go then. Last lap of the race. Hamilton will win it for Mercedes. Bottas will get second probably. Unless maybe they swap around on the last lap. Not quite sure, but we're going to come through for a podium. Bottas wins. In the end, Hamilton gets the fastest lap. And here we go through the final chicane. And it's going to be a podium for Fernando Alonso here at the Japanese Grand Prix. There we go. Decent. There we go, guys. That is it for today's video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, then I'd appreciate it if you could hit the like button. It really helps me out in terms of the YouTube algorithm. Subscribe for more daily F1 content on my channel as well, guys. It really helps me out. Hopefully you enjoy the podium in the background. And as always, thank you to the members of the channel for supporting me. I really appreciate it. Finally, check out the 2 videos on screen right now. And I'll see you guys next time. But until then, take care. And it's goodbye from me.